Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Dem, and today we're going to spend some face time and I am going to walk you through my everyday makeup routine and my go-to eyeshadow look for just a natural, everyday kind of glow. If you like what you see, please subscribe and leave feedback for other things you'd like to see, and let's get started. Right, you guys, so today to start out, I'm going to prime my face with the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue Primer. And I'm just going to apply a pea-sized amount of that to my entire face. Then I'm going to take my Morphe concealer palette, and with a flat concealer brush, I'm going to dip into the light green color and go in and cover up anywhere that I am red. You're going to want to blend this just a wee little bit so that the layer is thin, but you still need that pigment. If you blend it out too much that you can't see the green, then you've eliminated the whole purpose of color correcting. So make sure you can still see the green, but that you're not caking it on. To get rid of some of the blue in my under eyes, I'm going to go in with the medium peachy shade. If you have a fair complexion, you're going to want to use a really light shade, almost a pink. And if you have a more dark complexion, you can go ahead in with a darker orange shade to get rid of those under eye circles. And then we're going to go in with our foundation. I am using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I love this foundation. It's $6 and it's been my go-to for months now. It's so full coverage, but it's not cakey and it lasts all day. It's just an amazing drugstore foundation. And like I said, I've been using it for months. So you're just gonna go ahead and blend that in. I'm using a damp Morphe beauty sponge. Really take care to blend that foundation all the way up into your hairline, back into your ears and down your neck. I do not take my foundation up into my under eyes. I want to avoid creasing, and I'm already have that layer of color correctant there, and the more products you layer on your under eyes, the more likely you're going to be to crease. So I don't take my foundation to my under eyes. To conceal today, I'm going to be using the Kokie Be Bright Illuminating Concealer. I love this stuff. It's another drugstore goodie, and it is so light, but it's surprisingly full coverage, and it really gets the job done without any creasing. Then I like to take my concealer down the sides of my nose. That way when I go back in with my darker shade to contour, I have really clean lines there, so I can really snatch my nose and make it look more slender. To bake my under eye area, I'm going to go in with the Airspun setting powder, and I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender in, get a generous amount of powder on there, and pat it under my under eyes. This is going to trap the heat between my skin and the powder and cook that concealer in the middle so that it will stay all day. Then I'm going to go in with a Morphe concealer and highlight the rest of my face. I love this concealer, but it's just a little too thick for my under eye area, and it causes a lot of creasing, but it's great for everywhere else. And then I'm going to take my damp beauty sponge and blend that out. I like to use a smaller beauty blender on the bridge of my nose. It's just more precise, and I make sure that I only get that lightness exactly where I drew it. Just for preciseness, I like to use different size beauty blenders for all different looks. If you notice, I use a different size for under my under eyes as well. And now I'm just baking my chin and my forehead. I am a face toucher during the day, which is so terrible for your skin, I know, but I touch my chin a lot, so I need to bake that on there so it stays all day. Alright, next I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D Shade to Light palette to carve out my cheekbones. I love this Morphe brush I'm actually going to list all of the brushes that I use in this video today individually below. This is just so great for contouring. It changed my contour life. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and contour my forehead. The way I contour my forehead might not be the way you contour yours, and it shouldn't be. Everyone's forehead's different. If you have a bigger forehead or a smaller forehead, it's going to change the way that you're going to want to contour. Next, I'm going to go ahead and carve out my chin. This is going to give me a really defined jawline and also shade any double chinage I might have going on. And after the holidays, girl, you know how it is. So next I am going to contour my nose. I am really self-conscious about my nose, so I take snatching my nose very seriously, and I love this brush to do it. And I take my contour all the way up to my brow, and then once I get those lines on there, I am going to go in with this Sephora brush. I love it so much, but I bought it so long ago I don't even remember what it's called. But I love it. It's great for blending out that nose contour, and when you want to snatch the nose, blending is key. Okay, next I'm going to take this big fluffy brush and dip it into a little bit more of that Airspun setting powder and apply it all over the face, and taking off any excess I have from baking. This is just gonna really make everything set, and it just gives such a flawless finish. I love this setting powder. I'm out of lighter shades in my Shade to Light palette, but it's all good because I have my Koki contour palette. This is a great dupe for the Shade to Light palette. When I found this, I was like, oh my god, thank god I don't have to spend $50 more on a brand new contour palette when I still have those 3 bottom shades, because this is such a great dupe. So I'm just going to take that banana color in the middle and add it to my under eye area and just some other places that I've highlighted to give a little more brightness. Next, I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. bronzer. I actually got this bronzer for free, but it's really great, and I'm going to use it to just blend some bronzer over my contour to make it a little more subtle and blend out those harsh lines. I'm going to highlight today with my Morphe M510 brush. This brush is the holy grail for highlighting, and I am using my Milani highlighter. I love this highlighter. Okay, now to slay the brows, I am using the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil. The first thing you're going to want to do is brush up all of those eyebrow hairs. It's going to look a little bit crazy, but brush them all up. That way you can see your natural brow line and you can trace along with it. The secret here is, if you'll see, I'm not really starting at the very end of my brow. I'm kind of starting up more. That's going to be how you will get that ombre effect and how you will avoid squares at the end of your eyebrows. You've all seen those rectangular looking brows. You can avoid that by not starting that harsh line at the very end of your brow. And then I just brush those brows right back into place and do the same thing at the top. For my everyday brows, I kind of just go back through with this pencil and fill in anywhere that's sparse. This pencil is so small that it gives really hair-like strokes, so it looks really natural and it's really easy to just fill in anywhere that you kind of have holes, and it looks really natural. Moving on to blush, if you'll notice, I am going to be applying my blush over top of my highlighter. That isn't an accident. When I'm doing an everyday glow, I like to apply my blush over top of my highlighter. It makes the highlight a little more subtle and peachy because you're adding the pink or whatever color blush you use over top. Starting our eyeshadow look, the most important is eyeshadow primer. If you're not using an eyeshadow primer, you really need to start. This is what's going to make all the difference in your eyeshadow looks. to start, I'm going to use a bigger kind of fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with just a shade from my contour palette as a transition color, and I'm going to blend that all the way up to my brow bone. Next, I'm going to take another shade from my contour palette, and I'm going to use a little bit more of a precise brush and just blend that into my crease. We're going to be using all browns for this look today, but no matter what, you need to start your shadows from lightest to dark. So see, now I'm going to go in and take an even warmer and darker color and work that into my crease as well. And I am just using windshield wiper back and forth motions to work that into my crease, and then kind of taking it in a cat eye shape down to underneath my waterline. And I'm just building the colors as I go and working up to darker shades of brown and bringing that down to connect underneath my waterline, which is going to just make it look really finished and pretty. Next, I'm taking that fluffy brush again into my transition shade, which is a lighter shade from my contour palette, and I'm going to take that all over my lid just to kind of clean that up, because I just want that brown in the crease and I want to keep my lid clean. Then I'm going to go back in with the brown just to blend everything. I don't want to have any harsh lines. I want the colors where I want them, but I don't want harsh lines. Okay, then I'm going to go in and highlight the inner corner of my eye and my brow bone. Moving on to lashes, if you are a fan of my blog, you'll know I have a whole post just dedicated to lashes and lash hacks, and number one is curling those eyelashes. Do not skip this step. It's going to open up your eyes so much and make them look so long. My next hack, this is one of my favorites. I'm going to take a dry mascara spoolie and just dip into a little bit of translucent powder, and I'm going to coat my lashes in the translucent powder before I apply mascara. This is going to give them so much volume, and you can layer this as many times as you want. A layer of translucent powder, mascara, and then back into the translucent powder. I just do it one time and it works really well. I love this trick. Alright guys, and our lashes are done. I'm just going to show you the difference, and that's just one layer of that translucent powder and the mascara. It really makes all the difference. To save time, I'm going to do my other eye off camera, and we're going to move on to our lip. Today I am using a liquid lipstick from the Sephora Lip Stories line in the shade Tan Lines. This is the perfect nude, and these colors are so creamy and hydrating. I love this product. Finally, to make sure that this look isn't going anywhere, I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and take out this ratchet side bun and shake out my hair, and I am ready to rock, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my everyday makeup routine and my go-to eyeshadow look. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe and check out my blog FaceTime. Thanks, guys.